All right, RDW, which stands for Red Deck Wins, chat. I would like to prefix this because whenever we play an established archetype like this, people are always asking about my opinions on specifics and the details here. The answer to your question is I don't know. This is a viewer submitted list that I added some lands to, and I added some more Torbrands because they submitted less than 3 Torbrands, which I think is about the floor. But I don't have strong opinions or experience on the details in mono red. I'm sure other people have played it a bunch and know what's optimal more than I do. I'm just going to go ahead and dive in with this. We'll probably make some changes as we play some matches here. This is a pretty aggressive deck, so we'll probably get to play a number of matches, win, lose, or otherwise. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games here and see how it goes. One of my concerns for this build is overall it seems like it might be a little bit low on the creature count. We got a little bit more burn spells. We got skewers and the enchantment burn spell because it provides devotion. David, thank you for the entire year of support. Let's get you a sword to go with that shield. Welcome back. For me to become borderless, I just think it looks bad without the border, right? Like if I get rid of this, it's just like my camera here. I know, I have a green screen, but I prefer the aesthetically, I prefer how the border looks than a green screen. I like the barrier it creates. Yeah, I like the border. I think the green screen's overused. Adds a little bit of personality to the stream. Yeah, we have plenty of creatures for Cleave. Like, one of the things you have to understand about Cleave is that Cleave is good because Cleave's playable at 5 mana. Like, 5 mana Cleave still very, very good. Still kills people very dead. Tradesies. 6 ball, yep. No blocks, take 10. Untap, kill you. What an incredibly interesting and engaging game. Was it good for you, opponent? It was good for me. Lava Coil sounds great here. Probably cut Omens and a Skewer. Seems fine. I don't actually think I want Shield Breaker. Like, Shield Breaker is a sorcery speed for Battle Display to destroy an artifact. So I kind of think that, like, you usually die to the Embercleave or you kill them on the backswing, so it seems not great. Alkalol, thank you for the very generous tip. I appreciate that. This is for Bant Standard Lotus Field with any changes you wish to try. Thank you. I'll get that added to the queue after I'm done today. As a heads up, I don't think I'm going to be back with more Standard until Monday. I think I'm going to do a short Pioneer stream after the PT finishes tomorrow, though. I had to miss doing Pioneer this morning, and I couldn't do it on Monday either because I had 2 morning appointments this week. So I want to make sure the Pioneer queue doesn't back up too much. I haven't put the exact start time on my schedule yet because I have something to do Saturday afternoon, so I'm going to play it by ear. The duration of the PT can also vary a little bit. But I will be live Saturday night with some Pioneer tomorrow night. I think we're going to do at least 2 decks. My Steam-Kin lived. That's weird. I'm not used to that happening. So I think, especially with the cleave on exile here, I want to just kill their Steam-Kin. It's not nearly resource efficient, but it keeps them from cleaving me next turn. I mean, they've said they plan to bring Pioneer to Arena. It's just not a short endeavor to do that. It's going to take them some time. They've light up the stage. Tilt. So we're both just like kind of sitting here waiting on a payoff. Both at relatively high life totals. Our shock insulates us a little bit, which is nice. Because like, if they cleave one of these, I get to shock it. Or like if they have a pump spell here. So we do this, and then we play this post-combat, and we keep the new one. We get 4 tokens, right? Yep. And Ormander, thank you for the 2 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. So if they slide that over, I block. Is that exactly lethal? Is that 1 over? I should have left Torbran back. I should have left Torbran back. Because these can't block. I'm going to take 3 and then 7. Yeah, it's 2 over. If I would have left Torbran back, we'd have won here. It was a mistake on my part. As for Robber the Rich Weistrix, like I said when I opened this, I don't really have thoughts or opinions on this archetype. I know what kind of feels good or bad when I play against it, but I don't really know what's optimal. Decks like this that people have played a bunch of, you need to like get games in and get practice and experience with. Yeah, I should have held back the Torbran there. They'd have been +4 life, but I had plenty of tokens to kill them on the backswing still regardless. Our Owl's so excited, chat. Just rearing and ready to go. He's dead, Jim. You've killed him. Our opponent's much better at drawing light up the stage than we are. Guess 0 copies of that card so far. They had a pause there, so I think they have another shock. It's a little unfortunate. Red Cap melee, sure. Getting Red Cap melee burned on Fervent Champion feels less bad, because it's a more powerful card at least. We don't have any Red Caps in our board, do we? That's probably something we should be doing. Format's got a lot of red in it at the moment, it feels like. Anecdotally speaking. I like our opponent's commitment to the mono red Vorthos. They have mismatched basics. Mismatched basics in Arena are like so appalling. You like have to go out of your way to mismatch them. It's not like in paper where like mismatch is easier. Arena is just like, yeah, I made an effort so my cards could look this terrible. You have another red cap? If they don't have a way to kill Hardened in the Forge, Embercleave on him next turn lets us attack for 10, which closes relatively quickly. This gives 2 devotion and then an extra attack, and this thing's power is equal to its devotion. Cleave ho! Mono red got an upgrade with the basic bit patch, right? So they either had Lava Coil last turn and were bad and didn't play it, or they were lucky and they drew it. Either way, it's not good for us. I assume they drew it. That would be pretty bad to play this and just hope to block. Killing this basically takes 3 power out of play, so I think that's correct to do. I don't know that I want to kill the other one, because this might be useful as reach. Remember that time I was holding a land against the Robber of the Rich deck? Yeah, I'm dumb. Yup. Okie doke. I mean, if we only hit red mirrors, I wouldn't be surprised. Half or more of our matches the last week have been against the red deck. Yeah, we played some stinkers. We played some stinkers. I don't know. Getting mythic isn't worth anything, so like. Oh, I guess that's technically not true, huh? This month actually qualifies you for something that's like half meaningful. It's a pretty bad light up the stage. We cast 2 stages and only drew 2 cards. They just can-tripped. Hey, Coexman, thank you for the 5 months. Welcome back. I appreciate you dropping in that Prime sub. Thanks for keeping me around.
This isn't a fight you can win. That's more like it.
Feels dead, man. Hey, look, no numbers. Thank you for the 33 months. Welcome back.
Here goes nothing.
They can just sit here and make tokens. Have a good one, Pen Up. Catch you later. Yep. They're like still at 17. We don't really have a board. This game feels like it slipped away. They go land. Dream Trawler will probably concede. Unless we draw Cleave. Bottoms up. Okie doke. I can only assume they're like looking for Trawler at this point. Once that gets counterspelled next turn, we're kind of just out of gas. That doesn't bode well for our hero. Kind of like time wipe here? What's the deal? Sure. That could mean they don't have a counterspell. There was a command with the clip, but it must have gotten gone. How is this going? Pretty bad, Mikey. Yeah, I think I'm gonna concede this match. I'm gonna grab a different build. This list seems kind of like a disaster. Played like three matches. It's been a clunky mess. How many creatures are in here? I added creatures. We're at 19. I think I'm just gonna grab one of these decks from an SCG tournament. Yeah, okay. Let's delete this. One of the best pieces of deck building advice I can give you is when you're playing an established archetype, don't reinvent the wheel. Don't reinvent the wheel. Copy and paste something that works to start, and then tune and change from there, and you'll be much better off. This build got second place at a recent SCG tournament, SCG Classic, I believe. Perfect. Clear all those 4s in the sideboard. Let's do it. If you wanna feel special and do something different, don't do it with mono red. Don't do it with an established archetype. Do it with A deck that's like off the beaten path, so you're not just playing a strictly worse version of the established deck. There's plenty of room for creativity in Magic, but be creative in ways that don't just like put you at a disadvantage for no reason. I think we submitted 61. We did not. There are 7 cards in my hand. There are 53 cards in my deck. Have you considered adding quarters to the wheel? I swear it's great. How mighty Twitch chat of you. God, we are so, like, the couple of times we've cast Light on 2, we've hit Torbran now. I don't think I'm lucky enough to play mono red, chat. I think that might be the problem. I don't know. If you look at the actual results, like they're almost all playing Light Up the Stage. So again, I'm just gonna copy and paste things that have started. Although it doesn't look like this is going much better for us. You get Ritual Ascended here. Pelucranos. Gross. Oh, wait. Oh, I'm so dumb. If I would have done this in the other order, if I'd have shocked this and then stomped it on my turn, it would have killed it. Yeah, because this says damage can't be prevented. So this still loses the counters, but can't prevent the damage. So if I would have shocked it and then stomped it, it would have been a 2/2 with 2 damage marked on it on my turn, because the damage wouldn't have been prevented. Yeah, so I wouldn't have Bonecrusher in play right now, but their Pelucranos would be dead, and I'd be hitting them for 4, 5, which would have been a lot better. Yeah, Poly K is not stellar against this one. Pelucranos, also incredibly awkward against Questing Beast. Opponent looks to be playing something close to the Sultai control deck that we played a good bit of. It's a good draw. Looking to fade Ritualist here. Getting a little rewarded for getting the Bonecrusher Giant in play. They might just be dead here. Yeah. Feels mono red, man. Excellent. This is definitely an Experimental Frenzy matchup. This is definitely a Tibalt matchup. Honestly, I think I cut the Light Up the Stages. They're super awkward. Rimrock Knight is not... I guess Shock doesn't kill much of their stuff. That seems fine. Let's run it. I'm going to leave one state light the stage up and over one Shock. Might be a little bit challenging to hit 3 and 4 lands consistently without the Light Up the Stages, though. Do I Spitter or Champion on one? Is it just Spitter? I feel like it's always Spitter. I guess if they could have blockers, maybe that changes the dynamic, but frequently Spitter feels right. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I got a witch figure over there. Card's real good. Silly control players playing efficient removal spells to respect my aggro deck. Why you gotta be that way? Why you gotta have so much respect? Maybe I'm supposed to wait to deploy this until I have more devotion, because if they just kill it right away right now, I only get 1 token, which is a big deal. I'm not going to try an Embercleave here, because I think it's incredibly likely they have a removal spell. So I'm going to go ahead and lead on this. Gobble, gobble. I don't know, Zingzal, maybe you're just supposed to be more conservative with it if you have land drops. Opponent is hungry.
My assistants are painfully slow.
Painfully sloppy. Nah, I think I like getting the Anax down ASAP. He hits harder. And like, they don't have anything in play that's gaining life. Hey, Kisyan. Happy Friday. Catching us right at the tail end here.
I adore oceans.
So they get to kill Tibalt here, which means they unlock their ability to gain life. If they have a sweeper, they go to 6, and then I stomp them to 4 and play Bonecrusher Giant, which leaves us in an okay spot. They'll kill this. They'll kill that. They take 1 from the trigger. They take 4 in combat. Oh. Okay, sure. Get a little exiled. They go down to 4 here. Stomp your face. Stomp it out. Stomp, stomp, stomp it out. Stomp, 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 bump, bump, stomp down. Stomp, 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 stomp. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You love to see it, chat. So they have something here. Sure. So on a scale of 1 to dead, what are we working with here? Not nearly dead enough. You have 6 cards in there? That's terrifying. So, Polykig gets to fight old Rimmy here. And then Murderous Rider gets in for 2, so they go up to 4. Yeah, Polykig can stabilize them here. If I put this here and they block here, I put them to 1. So I think I just equip this so Pellucranos can't beat it. I'm stuck in a rut. No matter what deck I play, I can't seem to win. From low agency RDW to feel smart decks, I've got them all, but I can't pilot any of them. Yeah, taking breaks is good. Are we dead? I think we're dead. It's, in the immortal words of RDW, I'll be on the play for game 3. Thanks. One of my recommendations, this is one of the reasons why Arena having more formats is good. If you're looking to play Magic and you feel stuck in a rut, even in reasonable formats, change formats. If you feel like you still want to play Magic, but you can't, good golly, but you can't get in a groove with the current standard format, try Historic. Try Limited if Draft is your cup of tea. Does the red deck win? Not so far in our experience. We're doing our part. Good lord. Neither of us have a sleeve with that animation, Arena. What are you smoking? Are you in a state where it's legal? Does your work drug test you? Is it the Uro animation? Is that what that is? Did I concede? I conceded while the Uro animation was on the stack? Yeah, that must be what it is. Do you have a witch figure? Which figure? Which figure? How dead is my runaway Steam-Kin? My Steam-Kin's very dead, very dead, very dead. Do 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 do. The Simic are coming! The Simic are coming! RDW is one of those decks that, like, it always feels worse to play than it feels to play against, just from a very human perspective of, like, when you remember when your opponent has it and then you're frequently not going to have it just because that's how Magic works. A pretty okay draw. Give that one a rimmer and then double it up. Speaking of always having it, though, crunch. Your move, Yugi boy. This is all we got. Cedars can't block, but good golly, can they smash. Are you ready? Bonecrusher's ready. Are you ready, chat? Moments before the accident. So this turns into a 4-2 with 2 damage marked on it. Crunch, crunch. Do 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 beep 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 do 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 do. I think it's right to not play out either of these creatures just because I have 2 lethal threats in play if they have another ritual, so I don't want to get blown out by it. So definitely just interested in, like, pass. How's your face feeling this time of year? What you think? Bonecrusher's ready! Look at that, chat. We copied the top 8 list and we immediately won a match. That's what I'm talking about. Net decking with Hoagland at the end of a long day, you know? It's not bad. No need to reinvent the wheel if there's one that already rolls well. Sure. Double Cleave's a little awkward. 3 Trip Bonecrusher is pretty good in the mirror. Why did Bonecrusher have 2 toughness after a stomp? Because stomp says damage can't be prevented till end of turn. So Bonecrusher takes counters off of himself and then still has damage marked on him because the damage couldn't be prevented because of Bonecrusher. Replace this. Ugh. Yeah, Poly K is made very sad by both Bonecrusher and Questing Beast. Alright, and then we were on the draw this game, so even though our hand's pretty good, we're just super dead to Embercleave. I have no idea where I copy and pasted a deck list. I think you should be cautious of top 8 lists from everywhere, because just like good decks lose matches of Magic, bad decks frequently win matches of Magic. Much for the same reason I tell you not to just look at the game win results of a deck that we're playing. There's more nuance to it than that. We're gonna trade your Hardened in the Forge here. All right, if they're out of gas, we're in a great spot. So we're both gonna have 3 Satyrs, but I've got 2 Bonecrusher Giants. Grab life by the horns, chat. We were on the draw this game, but we had more Bonecrusher Giants, and like the strength of the 2-for-1 this card provides really showing through here. These can't block, so they might as well attack. Get into that red zone. Well, that's incredibly unfortunate. I take it back, being on the play is busted. I'm gonna do this now, so that way if they draw a burn spell, they can't make it better. And then if they draw a brick, next turn we're attacking for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, so we're still 1 short. Okay, so we need like 2 bricks out of them, or a live draw for ourselves next turn. When their lands are lethal draws. Yikes. All right, red mirror, lava coil sounds great. I guess. Yeah, this archetype's kind of dry, Mageologist. There's a reason why we drop viewers every time we switch to mono red. It's a good deck to end on. I probably won't accept this deck again for standard. The play patterns aren't stellar. You want Frenzy in this matchup? I feel like, as that last game showed, the matchup's not about going big and crazy, and like, Frenzy's really pretty slow when you're losing... Frenzy's pretty slow when you're losing your Steam-Kin, and like, Steam-Kin's frequently gonna be dead in this matchup. Bad TV or bad format? Not personally enjoyable for me. Embercleave and Torbran both make this play like a combo deck, and I don't really like, it's not a combo deck in a novel way, if that makes sense. Like, when I enjoy playing combo decks, I like them to be doing something really neat, and I don't think that this qualifies as really neat. I'm gonna block here, because not only do I have another one of these, but if they pump this or use a burn spell, they lose their Hardened in the Forge. So, deal. Not blocking this time since I don't have another one. She's splashing blue, black, green to play Vanity for a combo instead. That deck's alright. Like, the last time we played that deck, I was kind of spent on it too. Like, as an example of the type of combo deck I really enjoy, the Jeskai Bio deck on my website is a good example of that. I like combo decks that, like, are doing something when they're not comboing, in addition to being novel. So like, there's a lot of hoops you gotta jump through to tickle my fancy, okay, chat? I realize that my description here is being fairly picky, but I'm allowed to be picky. It's my party and I'll be picky if I want to. I mean, decks like that are neat the first couple of times, Marty. It's not like a deck that I'll want to play every day for forever, but like popping it off and showing people that that deck exists in the format is good for the format, I think. It's novel. It's novel the first couple times, right? Like the Vanafear deck we just played like every day for a week, and then like people understood what it's doing, and then like they don't even let you click through the combo most of the time anymore because they just know they're dead. This seems fine. Double Embercleave's a little awkward, but like this 6-card hand is good if that makes sense. Like if I mulliganed and saw this hand minus the second Embercleave, I'd be like, yeah, this is keepable. I'm gonna kill this just in case they're leaning on a light up the stage here, and I have another removal spell for a Steam-Kin. Looks like they were leaning on light up the stage, get super rewarded here. Yeah, the interesting thing about the regional PTs is that, like, these are events where, like, there's 2 big competitive events, and then there's immediately another big competitive event just in another region. So it really gives players who are good playing in the second tournament time to iterate on those decks right away. So it'll be interesting to see, like, which decks that put up good results at the last weekend put up big results this weekend after they've had more time to tune. All right, I mean, as far as draws go, divination's not too bad. They had multiple stages. Yep. I guess that makes sense. They did keep a 1-lander. Yeah, I agree. The fact that this card is both just like, just lets you keep so much pressure in play is a big deal. Okay, if they don't have a Lava Coil here, we're in a very good spot. Even this isn't too big of a deal because I get 2 tokens. And like I get to Torbran plus equip, which means they should be dead. This alone is lethal. It's dealing 8. And if they block here, they still die. Pretty dry. These mirrors are really dry so far. I'm gonna try one more. We'll probably call it a day, but the red mirrors in previous standard formats, like the experimental frenzy red mirrors, I felt like those tend to be pretty interactive and tend to have a lot of play to them. The dynamic that Torbran and Embercleave create really makes this feel like a... Yes, yeah, the Golden Whale emote is at 100k, Wargy. That gets you, if you're in the sub Discord too, let me know. The 100k emote comes with a royalty tag there as well. That's the first crown. Have a good one, Android. Sure, let's do it. This mono red is blasphemy because it takes a bunch of rares to play. Yeah, it's not like old Sly red, right? Where you're like pretty low to the ground and a bunch of commons and uncommons and basic lands. Like even the mana base has 4 rares in it just to go like full nonsense. The snootiest, snooty red. Even mono red's pay to win now. Oh no. Oh no. Alright, I think I'm supposed to light here. Someone else asked earlier if we're supposed to wait on this card because hitting Torbran and Cleave feels so bad, but nothing else to really do on 2 here. Doesn't seem great to wait. This iteration I've already read, boring to play and boring to play against. The stickiness due to Anax, the speed of the early drops and blowout to Cleave make it exhausting. I think Anax is a pretty reasonable card overall. I think the blowout potential, the fact that it's like very combo-y. I agree exhausting is probably a good term. Out of curiosity, do you have a tier list of donors to see who has donated X amount? I don't offhand, just because people donate in so many different metrics. It's like some people have gifted a bunch of subs, some people have cheered a bunch of bits, some people have sent dollars through PayPal, etc. Yeah, Anax feels like he was designed to play with Cleave. Alright, so I think I'm gonna stomp them, shock them, play Hardened in the Forge here. Because this has 4 attack, so if they sweep here, I get 4 tokens. With the highest bit badge when I substitute. The highest bit badge is Anax, which is someone who's not too around anymore. They said they watch a lot of YouTube, but they're not here on Twitch too much. I believe their crown is the 600k crown. And then Nivik in chat quite frequently still. He has a 400k, I think. Yeah, so they're just dead here. Just dead to the land. Dead to the land, dead to the burn spell, did do a lot. Yeah, Anax. I think what Anax does for this archetype is actually super reasonable. I think giving the red aggro deck reasonable resilience to sweepers is more than fine. Correct, Wargy. Is it crazy to cut Torbran here? I feel like he might be too slow. Maybe Bonecrusher Giant's a 3-drop that dies to... This has pro white, so it doesn't die to Clarion, which is great. Yeah, exactly. This might be a Tibalt matchup, especially on the draw. It stops their Clarion from gaining them a bunch of life when they swing in. Oh, Shock doesn't really do anything here, right? That's a fine cut. Yeah, that's the trim. Let's cut Shock. Just played with RDW against mono white life gain. Didn't matter because I killed them in 1 turn from 22. I've played the mono white devotion side of that matchup, and I think it's okay for mono white. Like, not unlosable, but still okay. So definitely want to play a 3-drop here. Not quite sure which one. Probably just Anax. We've got double Embercleave here. Anax means if they sweep, I get a couple of 1/1s. They have a Bonecrusher here. Maybe they just have like a Sea Ordain. There's like holding priority because they're doing something else while they play. If they do have a removal spell, this is poor timing for it. Okay. What you got? Sure. Alright, I think it's this pass. And then plan to kill them with Cleave next turn or get close to it. Even if they like Clarion plus Cavalier this turn and attack, it's not that good because Tibalt stops the Clarion and I get some tokens. Yes. Yeah, and Anax, like, some of the best legendaries in Magic's history have the ability to do that, where, like, even when you draw multiples, they're so, like, very reasonable. And the fact that, like, playing the second Anax gets you 4 tokens is real good. Just saw Iowa turnout for under 30 was above the record high of the 08 turnout. That's why Bernie won. That's been phenomenal to hear. If you're expecting to play against red aggro, Beansy, I just grabbed like a Devout Decree. It's not dirty digits. Delegates are the most important, obviously. The popular vote, the votes determine the delegate count. You thought Pete won. Pete currently has been awarded the most delegates from Iowa, but he lost the popular vote to Bernie Sanders. So there's some screwery with how they assign their delegates, similar to the Electoral College, apparently. So do they have another sweeper here is the... Do they have another sweeper here? Is the question. If they don't have another sweeper, Castle plus Embercleave here is real good. Yeah, similar to the Electoral College, their system gives more voting power to rural voters for whatever god-awful reason they came up with. Alright, the land's actually a good draw here, because it means I can Castle plus Cleave if they block. So they're at 18 here, so they don't have to block. We're going to do 6 plus 6. We're going to do 12 of them here. If they have another copy of... If they have another sweeper, if they have a Deafening Clear in here, we're probably dead. Scale of 1 to dead, where are we at here? Clarion will let them kill my board and attack and gain 5 and then gain 5 more on his activation. So I don't know offhand, MWLX, if the DNC specifically controls how those things are allotted or if that's something that the state decides individually. Also, it's important to remember that a lot of the people who are against the Electoral College are people who are progressives. And the DNC includes a number of people who are moderates or centrists. States, parties entirely control their delegate allocation. Sure. Does Frenzy come in the mirror? I wouldn't think so. The mirror to me feels like a matchup where you're playing a combo mirror and you're just trying to find your combo pieces to kill them. And Frenzy, while it generates card advantage, the matchup doesn't feel like it's about card advantage. I think I'm going to go to 5 here. This doesn't seem good enough. This is great. Let's draw land on our first 2 draws, huh? I've got some birds, chat. Have you heard about the birds? I said a bird. Bird's the word. I said a bird. Do 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 do. Perfect. Let's do it. I checked. The national delegates from Iowa were tied. It was Pete winning by less than 2 state delegates while Bernie cleaned up the popular vote. Yeah, Bernie definitely won the popular vote. That is certainly the case. So if they Clarion us next turn, we get to go land, attack you for 8, put you to 7. They need sweepers like the next 2 turns to win this game. Our best draw here was another Fervent Champion. Land, not so great. It's also for people who are Bernie fans out there that haven't seen the results of that election. Iowa is like prime centrist / Buttigieg country. So like the fact that Bernie won the popular vote in a state that's as rural and as white as Iowa is a big deal. It means that in places that are more diverse than that and on average more progressive, he's likely to do very well. I kind of feel like we're in a hard place here, right? I also was super happy Biden did awful. So, as far as this combat's concerned, if I attack with everything and they block here, I hit them for a total of 6, they go to 4, but then if they have a sweeper, we lose. But I don't know that we can play around a sweeper, right? Like we mulligan to 5 and then literally haven't drawn a spell. It doesn't seem particularly useful, Sunayami. That is also accurate. Pete has run a good campaign. The people Pete has campaigning with him understand how campaigning works. Pete's been using his resources well. Pete appears to be a good politician. I don't like his policies. Definitely prefer a progressive, but he is using his campaign resources well. Was that block wrong? I don't know. It's hard to know if their block's right or wrong without seeing their hand. Probably dead here. Without any more spells, they're going to 8 and they have a block this turn. And like, even if I draw like a Cleave or a Torbran here, it's just like not enough. Yeah. Yeah, I'm off this archetype. I don't know. This deck's obviously very good. It's this build especially. I often find mono red kind of unsatisfying to play. And this build, this mono red in this format, I think is even more unsatisfying to play for me personally than other previous seasons. Both of these cards really make this archetype play out like a combo deck in a lot of ways, where like you're just setting up to one turn get them with these. And it's all about building up to that big turn and killing them as opposed to nickel and diming them like other burn or slide decks tend to be. So I don't think I'm going to take this archetype again this season. I think once was enough and it's just not really my cup of tea. If you like mono red, more power to you. I did not top 10 hammer. That sounds like something China would do though. At any rate, that's going to be it for me for Standard until Monday. I think I'm going to be firing up, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be firing up tomorrow night for a short Pioneer stream to make up for the couple of mornings I missed this week. So look for me to be live if you're a fan of Pioneer on Magic Online about the time that the PT signs off tomorrow. I'm going to hit one more ad roll on the way out the door. And catch all y'all later. Everybody enjoy the rest of your Friday. Enjoy your Friday Night Magic if you're going.